I'm just doing this stream because I'm bored. And yeah. Hey Galaxy Fox, hey Clevey. Why is your comment so faded away?
It's quite different here. So creepy.
Hey guys, it's Andy. Today we're going to be taking a look at 2 brand new Sister Location Funko action figures. I really didn't expect them to be making more, so this
Andy
is quite the nice
did not
surprise.
make a video.
You can now add Lolbit to your collection, along with...
I think it's twice a week
Baby?
now.
We already had a baby.
Yep.
Yeah, so similar to the Foxy figure we had some time ago, there is now a glow-in-the-dark baby action figure. But as I'm sure you guys remember, the so-called glow-in-the-dark Foxy did not glow. Not one bit. So hopefully they actually decided to make this one glow. But we'll get to that in a bit. First of all, I want to check out this awesome Lolbit figure. I've always been a fan of Lolbit. Yes, she's just a recolored Funtime Foxy, but she has some sort of special charm to her, even with this somewhat odd color scheme. Now, holding this box in my hand, I felt like something was off. Something was different than usual. It seems like Funko made the boxes of these 2 figures shorter than the previous ones.
Doing a reaction
It's pretty weird in my opinion, since looking at it straight on, it's difficult to read the title, and it cuts off the lovely image of the character in the top left. They'll most likely be a bit disappointed in these. Now let's pop this thing open and take a look at her. Absolutely adorable.
You guys watching,
the orange gives her an almost Halloweenish look to her.
I should
along with those spooky black eyes.
So you can hear.
I really like this figure.
Or you could just
I like how they gave her a hook, which is
it's
something they probably could have gotten away with not doing. But sadly, there are a lot of issues with this figure. For instance, her eyelids. They didn't bother removing them from the base of Funtime Foxy. And her eyebrows, which also needed to be removed. But Funko didn't bother. It's actually pretty sad. They even gave her black freckles, which is also a mistake they made on Funtime Foxy. Now for the biggest issue I have with this figure, the paint. Now, I know not all figures are created equally, and maybe I just ended up with the worst of the bunch. But honestly, this one should not have been put up for sale. Notice the horrible lipstick and teeth paint. And this huge orange smear on her face. And it doesn't end there. I can't tell what this is, but there's some kind of gunk stuck to her right shoulder pad. This is some of the worst paint I've seen on a Funko figure. Why, Funko? Why did you destroy this poor Lolbit? Next up, glow-in-the-dark baby. There doesn't seem to be any differences from this baby and the old one, except for the sandpapery texture the new one has on all of her red-colored pieces, minus her hair. It's actually really gross feeling, and makes me want to wash my hands. There's also a bit of messed up paint on her fan thing, which is a shame. Okay, let's do the test. Let's see if Funko tried to lie to us all again. Come on, baby. I know you can do this. And the results are... Wow, look at that. She actually glows. This is awesome. Funko, you did it. I'm proud of you. Have an ice cream. Here's baby compared to 2 of the glow-in-the-dark mystery minis. And of course, they blow her out of the water. I'm glad she actually could glow. But glowing just a little is still not really that great. I mean, Springtrap's teeth glow more than this thing. So if you really want some glow-in-the-dark FNAF merch, look no further than the mystery minis. They're the best we have at the moment. And that's about it for this little video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you all thought of the glow-in-the-dark.
Okay, next video. Okay, the good thing is
hey guys,
that
guess
the
what?
livestream
I finally got my
good.
hands on the new Five Nights at Freddy's Funko action figures.
4 minutes
the brand
into
new
this
ones.
Video. Wow, that video was short.
This time the set mainly focuses on the Nightmare animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's 4, with the exception of one character, but we'll get to that later. First off, I just have to say how happy I am that there are more of these being made. I loved the first set so much they actually took over my entire dresser, just because they look so darn cool. And there's so much you can do with them too, taking them apart, posing them, making salvages. It's too fun not to do. Now before we dive right in, there are a few things I want to mention that I find quite strange. I'm sure you're all asking the same questions too. Like for one, why on earth did Funko decide to go to the FNAF 1 crew, and then suddenly jump to the Nightmares from FNAF 4? That skips 2 games.
Snow cones
In fact, that
remind me
skips
of
about 3
my
whole sets worth. I can imagine that there could have been
BFF
one
Snowy.
set with all the toy animatronics, one set with the withered animatronics, and another with all the phantoms. Just between those 2 games. And although you may
Ooh.
think that they can't now, since they've already used Springtrap and Funtime Foxy, there's still enough characters to make those sets just fine.
just said,
So I
oh.
really hope they do end up going back to those guys. Because as you and I both know, if Funko makes another set, it's undoubtedly going to be Sister Location.
Yep,
Sister
that did
Location made
happen.
such a huge stir in the FNAF community and is a huge moneymaker for these companies. It would be dumb for them
In
not to make a
fact,
set
I
on them.
think I
And I really hope
almost
they
have
do.
them all.
I know they aren't going to give
I
us the
just need
ability to
Ballora.
remove faceplates or anything, but imagine how cool it'd be to have a Funtime Freddy with little removable Bon-Bon, and an Ennard figure would be just so darn cool. So really, I don't exactly know why Funko decided to make the Nightmares, let alone 2 non-canon characters. But hey, I'm not complaining.
Nightmarian.
I've always been a huge fan of Nightmarian's design. In fact, I've even made a speed paint just about him. But sadly, just like our Endo friend from FNAF 1, Funko did skip some characters. I'm not saying I'm surprised they did though. It's not like they could just make everyone. Because certain ones just won't sell as well as the others, and they don't want a set to have too many different characters. I am really sad that Plushtrap was one of the skipped characters though, because he's a big part of FNAF 4. It would have been nice if he was just made like a little Freddle and stuck with Nightmare Bonnie. Not to mention the fact that we only got 1 Freddle, and that really sucks. If you want all 3, you're gonna have to get 3 full Nightmare Freddys, and 3 Nightmarian legs. It would have been super nice if Funko put 2 of the other Freddles in the other sets. As for other characters that were skipped, there was of course the non-canon Jacko Bonnie and Nightmare Mangle. That brings up why on earth was Jacko Chica made into an exclusive, when there are much better choices like what I'm about to bring up. Where is the main character of this game? Even though we get to see the Nightmares, we're missing the main guy, or maybe in some opinions, the main 2 guys. Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare himself. These guys are really big deals in the game, and Funko just skipped them. I'm really hoping in future sets, like possibly the Sister Location one, we can maybe see a Nightmare Fredbear as the collect each piece character. It would be really sad if we never got an awesome figure of him. Now let's bring up the other elephant in the room. Funtime Foxy. Now I know
Okay.
some of you more casual fans are about to get your rage on. This is named incorrectly. That's Fixed Mangle or Toy Foxy. Funtime Foxy from Sister Location actually looks like this. But actually the truth is, Funko did label this figure correctly. Scott named 2 characters the exact same thing. The character in FNAF 2 known as the Mangle actually used to be a normal character just like the other toys. That is, until she was taken apart by the children. So then she wasn't always called the Mangle. You might want to instantly assume she was called Toy Foxy just like the way the other characters were named, but that's not the case. A game not part of the main series actually proved this. FNAF World is where we got to see exactly how Mangle was before she was broken. In adventure form, of course. And along with how she looks, we also got to find out her old name, Funtime Foxy. Yes, that's very confusing for Scott to do to us, but it makes sense. I mean, if you really wanted to differentiate these 2 characters, you could always call this one Toy Funtime Foxy. But anyway, no, Funko did not mess up. But at the same time, it is really odd for us to be getting this character in this set. It really does seem out of the blue. The only time we even see her in FNAF 4 was in the minigames, and she was broken. Either way, I'm still happy this figure exists. I mean, just look at how darn cute she is. Her whole body is very smooth, and it makes me really want the toy animatronics to have a set too. Also, her joints are much more sturdy and stiff this time around. The limbs don't just pop right off or anything, and I'm really glad for this. I really love the little pirate hook in the pink bottoms. Too bad she doesn't have the pink nails. Oh wait, she does have the pink nails. Those were her feet all along? Okay, Mangle and the Vent is now 10 times more creepy. Funko did mess up on her paint a little though. Instead of just being the nails painted pink, the action figure has pink toes, and her bottom jaw is also pink, which is inconsistent with Mangle. But it's obvious why this mistake was made in the first place. Since Funko didn't actually have a real reference for this figure, they had to use the adventure version from FNAF World, which they actually did a great job of. Although you and I both know how inaccurate the adventures look compared to the real animatronics. So really, this was a bit of a mashup of the adventure Funtime Foxy and the idea of Fixed Mangle. As confusing as that is. In the end, I don't think they did that bad of a job. I'm really happy she got a tail, although it's kind of weird her eyelashes are coming out of the top of her eyelid, rather than where they should be. This can also be blamed on Adventure Funtime Foxy, but from a distance, it really looks like she just has some super bushy eyebrows, comparable to Chica's. One last thing that also kind of bothers me is how her joints are silver, but all the toy characters have colored joints. I bet the artists working on this figure got really confused. Now let's take a look at our main FNAF 4 Nightmare friends, starting with Nightmare Freddy. I have to give it to the guys at Funko, they really got the look of him down. The bulky wide shoulders, the sharp claws.
Okay, I just want to point this out. This sold in like something 2000 and something, like 2014 or something. Yeah, 2014. This was released 2015. The sister location now was released in 2016. And instead, now they're selling the 2015 figures now in Walmart for some reason. And I don't know why. What happened with Nice. Okay, back to the reaction.
The happier. Seems like every tear and rip is incredibly close to him in-game. They got his bow tie a little wrong shape-wise, but that's not that big of a deal. I would have liked him to be a bit of a darker brown and his eyes to be silver like they actually are, but other than that, he looks amazing. I really love this figure. Look inside his torso, you can actually see his endo in there. It's not just painted on. In fact, it even gives them more mobility than the FNAF 1 guys.
Nice.
These ones can actually turn on this. Is that cool or what? And look at the adorable little Freddle. I actually didn't know the Freddle had only 3 fingers and 2 toes, but that seems to be the case. I really don't have any issues with him. He looks awesome. I just wish we had more. Next up, Nightmare Bonnie. Just looking at him, I'm in awe. The 3 jointed ears, the ripped up eyelids, the whiskers, the giant endo in his chest. This figure is spot on. I absolutely love it. The bow tie is also not the correct style for the Nightmares, but that really isn't that big of a deal. The fact that his eyes are actually white is much better than how Nightmare Freddy's are. But it does make sense why they made Freddy's eyes black, because they look very dark in his jump scares. Bonnie just looks amazing though. Have you seen his endo hand? That's just perfect. His feet are also super cool. I'm just really...
Guys, watch Robon's live stream, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna react to this. 20
Coconut sharks in the water, coconut sharks in the water, coconut sharks in the water, friends. Coconut
that one LGBT
sharks in the water, coconut sharks in the water, friends. First verse, okay. So what I got over here is I got Chris Shelby. You guys remember he's
I wonder where that like head is. I mean, it looks familiar.
He's got a verse for you. Let's hear it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Standing on stage singing with my
I'm gonna have to pause the live stream.
back up here with you guys again.
Okay, I'm back. Coconut sharks in the water. So yeah, guys, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. And I'm going to play something for this I'm just bored live stream. So yeah. Does anyone watch it? Coconut sharks in the water. I wonder where Cleby went. Where's the main guy? The guy that watches my videos a lot. Where's the main guy?
See what I can do. Discord for no reason. Yeah, boy.
This isn't Twitch. Alright, Discord time, guys. Even though no one's watching. Who cares? Anybody's gonna watch this after. This is it's a drone.
Hey, dude, you're not ugly! Under next to V.
Where? This? Where?
Under him, under his channel, next to V. Oh, good shit.
No, which one's him?
There's no time. I don't know how old are you, man.
How old are you? You look like you 7 or you 8.
I'm fucking the third grade.
How old are you? My brother said you look like you're in the fucking 3rd grade.
I'm in middle school, little girl. I'm in middle school.
Oh, I'm an old girl and a little girl at the same time?
Oh, nigga. What grade you in? Hi, dog. Hi, dog.
I'm in middle school.
Hey, dog. What state? Cow? Shut up. What?
Wait, Adam.
What grade you in, nigga? Middle school. How about you listen to this? What?
Listen to what? You gonna play that shit again? I won't beat you.
What grade you in?
Jesus Christ!
Nigga, shut up. You need to shut up. What grade you
Oh
in?
my goodness! Everybody ignore that. That was very strange. You know what? This live stream was very strange. Okay, I guess I'm entertained.